Hi Zeb, how are you?
It's wonderful. What are we sort of cooking today?
We're cooking some beef pho. What we're going to do is we're just going to do a quick recap because we missed the sound on the first stuff. So what we have in here is the oxtail and the beef short rib, which you saw us put in. What you didn't probably get is the fact that we're bringing this to the boil so that we can skim off the undesirable parts. Some people like to call that scum, not me. For pho, we like to use star anise, cinnamon sticks, cardamom pods, and coriander seeds. What we're going to do here is we have our induction cooktop and we also have our cast iron pan. I like to use, for the 10 cups of water and the beef short rib that we have, 12 grams of star anise. So we're going to add that to our pan. We have 1 whole cinnamon stick to the pan. We're going to add 2 cardamom pods. And before we put them in, we're just going to give them a little bang with the knife. Now we're going to add our coriander seeds. We're not trying to burn them, we're just trying to heat them up to release the flavors and the aromatics. We're going to place these back into our little glass container here. So, phase 2. Here we have between 50 to 80 grams of ginger. So all we need to do with this is just roughly slice it. So slice it into some nice chunks. We're going to add this to our pan because what we're going to do is just toast it. And toasting it again helps to bring out the flavor, the aromatics, and helps to form that little caramelization. What we can do afterwards is, if we like, we can peel the skin off. But for me personally, I'm like all about, whole food, natural, organic, that kind of stuff. Now we're gonna get shallots. All we're gonna do with the shallots is just top and tail. So tail, chop, top, chop. Straight into the pan, to that nice caramelization. That's what we're looking for. A little bit more. I like a little bit of a dark golden. This is coming to the boil. So we already have the formation of some undesirable parts coming up to the top, which we're about to start skimming. To keep a nice clear broth, you want to minimize how much of this is in there. Almost done caramelizing these now. So while we make use of our time, we're just going to quickly chop the shallots. So I don't like to use all of the shallot, but we go about halfway up. So halfway up, got a nice amount there, the rest into your vegetable scrap bin, please.
Or you can use it to garnish.
Okay, so second part of our garnish to go with our spring onions. We have our rinsed coriander ready to go. So again, we're just going to give this a nice light chop. And now we've chopped up our coriander, we're going to add that to our spring onions. Last part of our garnish, bean sprouts. So all we need to do with these, open them and give them a rinse. In cold water, agitate, see if there's any loose dirt or anything, get it off. From here, grab yourself a sieve. You can add this to our other garnish bowl. We've almost got all of the undesirable stuff off the top of this broth. So we're going to skim it one more time. And then we're going to add the aromatics and the ginger. So,
Toasted, by the way.
Next, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, like a nice generous tablespoon. Add the ginger that we caramelized. We're then going to add 4 tablespoons to start. The fish sauce is going to add what we like to call umami, which is depth of flavor and a bit of saltiness. So 4 tablespoons. When you cook with salt initially, sometimes it can become less salty the more you cook it. So all we're going to do here is we're just going to add half a tablespoon of pink Himalayan rock salt into this to help try and bring out some of the flavor from the meat. So half a tablespoon. We have a pressure cooker here. In the pressure cooker, it only takes 55 minutes to 1 hour to cook this pho. Without the pressure cooker, you're going to need to put this on the stove and you're going to want to at least slow boil this for 8 hours. Okay, so pressure cooker, way more time efficient, a lot easier. So all we need to do, bang the lid on, put this on for 55 minutes. The one thing we don't have in there is our caramelized shallots. So the reason we don't put them in at the very beginning is if you have them in, sometimes they can develop a little bit of a bitter flavor in the broth. So we don't want that. So we have these here that have been caramelized. We're just going to thinly slice. Okay, so now that we've thinly sliced our shallots, what we're going to do is use our pan here to just do a slow caramelization. Now I know it looks like I'm crying, because I am. We're going to use something that we prepared earlier, a little Szechuan chili oil. We which we'll be teaching you how to make in a future video. So make sure to subscribe down below, smash the like button, so you can get
Smash it.
informed when that video is dropping.
Smash it.
Smash it. Or gently caress it, whatever your preference. So we're just going to use a tablespoon of Szechuan chili oil. Now, the reason we like to make this chili oil ourselves is because you can get it in the shop and it's pretty good. They use shitty canola vegetable oils. They use MSG because they suck at cooking. MSG is cheating, all right? Yeah, it's delicious, but it's cheating, okay? Anyway, so we make this from really good ingredients. We use macadamia nut oil, we use a little bit of grapeseed, and we don't use any MSG. It's delicious, plain and simple. Okay, so while we're waiting for this oil to heat up, we're gonna add our shallots. As you can hear, we've got the shallots sizzling away. Ooh, damn!
It'll hit you right in the back of the throat.
Ooh,
Make you choke.
make you choke.
Another choke you like.
PG, man. Now we're just gonna add salt and pepper. Like nice and liberal. I'm gonna say about 20 cracks. Is that any good?
Definitely not.
Very good, very good. Oh, okay.
You do the work.
Caramelization process is going pretty well, as you can see. Now, our spring onions have finished caramelizing. We're gonna get some water in here to boil. Oh! So everybody's gonna pay attention, guys. We're gonna place our water on to boil. This is where induction is really helpful. Induction cooking, you boil water in 45 seconds. Did you know that? Put the timer on, start. It's been 55 minutes. It's actually been an hour and 55 minutes. We've got a quick pump on in between. As you can see, the fat has risen to the top. So all we need to do now is skim that off if you don't want to have that amount of fat in the dish. So to keep it macro friendly, we're going to skim that. Guys, okay, relax, get out of here. It's okay, you'll be ready in a minute. Jeez,
Hey, watch it, bud.
Rice noodles, very simple to cook, guys. It's on the packet as well. What you're doing is bring water to the boil, putting them in there, 6 to 8 minutes, pulling them out, toss them with a little bit of the faux fat, cover the noodles, stop it from sticking together.
You only need to bring the water to the boil, and then you can take it off and let the noodles sit in the boiling water for 10 minutes. Cool. Nice. Seamless. All right, so we're going to drain our broth. Pour this in. All right, that's our broth separated from the meat. We're gonna let this meat cool just for a few minutes. Once it cools enough so that you can touch it, you can start to pull the meat off the bone. The last thing you want is a mouthful of bone in your bone.
Right, so Ribbo has taken out all the meat, separated the bones.
So now we have our meat, we've pulled apart, we have oxtail and we have our short rib. We now have our faux broth, which I'm quickly just gonna do a taste test on. And the reason we taste it now is we just want to see, do we need to add any extra seasoning? Now, probably just needs a little bit of salt. Now, for this use case, we're going to put in some veggie salt, about a tablespoon. Now, when you taste your broth, you want it to be saltier than you would think, because when you put the meat and the noodles with it, it's going to take some of that saltiness away. So we add that in. We've got all of our ingredients. We can start to build our faux. Starting with noodles. Take some of our noodles that we have. I'm going to get some oxtail, more oxtail, another nice bit of oxtail, some coriander, optional. If you don't like coriander, you don't have to include it. I'm going to put some, also you're weird if you don't. Bean sprouts. Now there's a certain percentage of people who have a gene that makes it so. Socks.
Salt.
Yeah, pretty sure.
I think it's so.
Fact check me, YouTube Nation. So, spring onions as well. So we've got the shallot spring onions, whatever you want to call them. Sprinkle them on top. All right. So, here we go. These are the shallots that we caramelized in the chili oil. So these are delicious. And for me, I like quite a few. So I'm going to sprinkle quite a few of those on top. We're going to add a few ladles of our broth. So just stir in, make sure that salt's mixed through. Here we go. Guys, if you can smell this. Actually, just make it, and then you can smell it. I'm gonna go 4 ladles. 4 ladles of faux on top. secret ingredient is our Szechuan chili oil. So for me, I really like spicy, so I'm gonna add like a tablespoon on top of mine. And there you go, pho is ready for you. Delicious. Really good. Would you like me to make you one? Okay. Awesome. So we'll be back. Seb's gonna have one. We're gonna get some of the other guys one. We'll all taste test. So, thanks to everybody that helped out. These little people behind the scenes. Really appreciate it. So, what do you guys think?
Delicious.
It's very, very delicious. Definitely get on and make it. Definitely like and subscribe for more videos from all of us. It won't just be me doing the cooking or Zeb. We're all gonna have a turn. Don't forget, like and subscribe for more cooking videos, more informational tips. If you want to see anything, comment below. Good? Yeah, did a good job. Give it a try.
For real.
Fantastic.
Fucking delicious.